Hello guys, we have new content. Okay, so I'm filming this directly after I did the missing mail, which as I'm filming this I'm in the past, so hopefully it got fixed. Did it? Please tell me it did. Okay, so anyway, for right now though, I do have a issue that is a very old issue. It's already been resolved, but I do want to share how you go about fixing this because it's something that will pop up. And if you're a new seller and you're like me, when it came up to me, I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? You know, like so many questions, and it sent me into a kind of a panic mode. So this is the answer and how to deal with it and basically my experience with it. So I hope this helps. So today's new content is about failed delivery. Now that sounds really scary. I know, because I was petrified of it. You're checking the tracking and then you see this and you're like, is it going to be returned to me? Do I have to pay for it to be returned? Does the buyer pick it up somewhere, or like what's the process now? I went to my Facebook group, tons of responses, very simple. They said basically what that means is that for any reason they were not able to deliver the item successfully. Could be, and there's a whole list right here actually of reasons why, anywhere from like a dog or pet being like in the way or something, they can't get to it, or there's like the driveway is blocked or anything really. And they said the best thing to do is to reach out to the buyer, which I know for some this can be kind of scary because you don't really want to communicate because I don't know, but it's something you just got to do, and you know, it's not always a big deal. So you just reach out, and this was what I wrote to the buyer. You can along the lines of, hey, I'm just wanting to let you know I checked the tracking, wanted to let you know that there was an issue with delivery and that you might want to go check out your local post office, and because they probably have it. Basically what you're doing with this, you're letting the buyer know that you are on the ball and you're aware that this is going on. You are forthcoming, reaching out, and you're trying to be proactive with the situation. And then also you're giving the next steps to the buyer to actually do the picking up. So basically you're showing that you care and you want this resolved, and you're giving them advice on how to resolve this. So I think this is really good. And this has happened to me a total of 3 times. 2 on eBay, 1 on Mercari, and the very first one that happened with was this order here. And the buyer was such a sweetheart, so nice about the whole thing. And they're like, yeah, my post office stinks. Basically, they're awful. And we kind of just, you know, talked a little bit about that, you know, whatever. But they were so nice. They gave me amazing feedback, and I was so thankful. They did just go and pick up their item at the post office, so it was no big deal, and it worked out great. The second time this happened was for this item on eBay, and I was expecting the same thing to kind of happen, you know, basically similar message. The buyer never reached out. I never heard from them. They didn't leave feedback, they didn't message me, nothing. Like crickets. So I was like, okay, you know, it was different, but every buyer's going to be different. And one key thing you will learn doing this is no news is good news. If you don't hear about anything, then you just assume everything is okay and worked out. When I started selling, I did not like this because I would rather know, you know. I like having the delivery status, that way I know they got it, but I also wonder, okay, did they actually get it, or was there a porch pirate involved, or like was it delivered to the wrong address, or was it what they wanted, you know what I mean? There's so many different variables that could happen, and me not knowing is not a good feeling. That's why I love getting a feedback, because I know 1, they got it, and 2, they loved it. So there's odds are no chance of returns, future issues with that particular order. So I did not hear from that buyer, but it all worked out, delivered, and it's well past 30 days, so we're good. The third time it happened was Mercari, and this was recent, and I reached out, same message, and they were very proactive about it too, and very nice. They had noticed it earlier than I did that it happened, and they're like, yeah, I wanted to like not bother you, not worry you, so I wasn't going to bring it up, which was so sweet, because see, I'm over here like, I don't want to worry them, you know, but you kind of need to let them know. And we had a pretty long conversation about the post office and the weather and stuff like that, but they ended up getting it the next day, and I think they picked it up, or they delivered it to them. I forget which it was, but they got it, loved it, left amazing feedback, and it was just a good experience. So the majority of the time, the buyer's going to be really nice about the whole thing and happy that you reached out. Again, there was one where just crickets, which, you know, no biggie. I have not dealt with a customer who was not so happy about this. Thankfully, I haven't, and I hope I don't. But I would assume the proper steps to take is to keep being professional. Don't lash out if they lash out, and just be as nice as you can, but be, like I said, professional, business-like. Explain the situation as best you can. Don't make any promises you cannot keep. That is one thing I do know. Don't keep promises. Don't say, oh, it should be delivered tomorrow. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not speaking from experience, but I can just imagine. And just guide them to, you know, these are the steps you can take. Like, right now, it's out of my control as the seller. Your post office, you need to deal with that in some way, shape, or form, except say it nicer, you know. So those are the steps I would take, and just do that, because yeah, I don't know how you would go from there if for some reason it gets sent back to you, which I don't even know how that would work. I hope you're not dealing with anything that drastic though. So this is a simple quick fix, and it should be, you know, a pretty harmless issue that will arise if you sell long enough. But, you know, it's not bad. And I'm at 67 sales right now, unless I've had more since that last video. And it's only happened to me, well no, 2 times on eBay. Out of 67, only twice have I had that particular issue. So odds are good it's not going to be a frequent occurrence. I mean, now around Christmas time and stuff, who knows? But just any old average day, you know, it won't be bad probably. But I hope you found this helpful. If I left out anything important regarding this particular situation, please, by all means, let me know and try to help educate fellow sellers. That would be amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time.